Welcome to the Online Success Journey podcast, your opportunity to discover and learn from entrepreneurs like yourself. This is not your typical podcast, but a place where you can get the real story and find out how real people encounter speed bumps and detours, but journey through to find success. Now here's your host for the Online Success Journey podcast, Patience.
Hello everyone and welcome to Online Success Journey. This is episode 6. Are you ready to join the clan? Today we have Corinna Essa. Corinna is ex-TV producer, international speaker, lead generation. She has over 46,000 followers on social media and she has been featured in the New York Times best-selling book, The Laptop Millionaire. Hello Corinna.
Hi, Patience. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming. I know the clan here is anxious to hear your stories, so let's get started with the basics. Can you tell my clan a little bit about your background, what you did before you started your online business?
I used to be an assistant TV producer, so I worked 4 years in television production. That's what I had studied. It was my dream job to become a producer. So I studied television production in London for 3 years, and then I worked for free at some places, and then I got myself a few jobs. But when I was 25 years old, what happened is the financial crisis hit Greece, where I used to live, really hard. And I lost my job. Every company was downsizing, and I didn't escape the downsizing of the company I was working for. And I was pretty devastated. It was really a dream job for me. I had worked really long hours, and I really imagined myself moving up the corporate ladder, but that never happened, unfortunately. And I remember calling my brother as soon as I found out that I didn't have a job the next day. I called him up because I knew that he was able to help me for many years. He was telling me to start an internet business. My brother had been an internet marketer for I think about 8 years at the time, and he kept on telling me, forget about having a job, forget about working for someone else, just have an online business. The lifestyle is amazing. It's all the hours are extremely flexible and the income potential is huge. But I always resisted that idea because I thought that I wasn't qualified enough, and plus having an internet business didn't actually interest me in the first place. So that's really what happened. I called him up. He said, come to one of my seminars. He was running a seminar in London a few weeks later, and that's what I did. I went to the seminar, learned a few strategies, and one of the strategies that appealed to me that I implemented straight away was affiliate marketing on Twitter, which was basically the idea of having affiliate products, basically becoming an affiliate of other people's products, and then selling them on Twitter. So that's what I did, and within 3 weeks, I was making $700 a week doing just that. And then my brother, who's always been my mentor to this days, I asked him what was the next step. I was making good money from Twitter. And I said, well, what's the next step now? And he said, well, you should actually run a webinar and teach people what you do, and then maybe sell a course, run a course. So I did that. I put together a webinar titled "How to Make $700 a Week Thanks to Twitter," and I made a lot of money from that, from selling that course. I made $16,000. And one day, what happened is that I ran the webinar to a small audience, and no one bought. And I was really surprised because that webinar always was converting. And we surveyed the audience and we asked, well, did you like the webinar? And people said, yes, we loved the webinar. We said, did you like the offer? And they said, yeah, the offer was amazing. And so we asked, so why didn't you buy? And most of them said, well, we don't have time to study another course. So my partner at the time, who's now my husband, asked them, well, what if we did that for you? If we did Twitter marketing for you, would you be interested? And they said, yes, absolutely. And that's how we came up with a done for you service, where we would provide services like Twitter marketing for people. And And one thing led to another, and people started asking if we provide the same services for Facebook and Instagram and Pinterest and Google Plus. And since I've started this company called Social Media Worldwide, which is a social media marketing agency, and it all started from me losing my job. That's pretty much my journey in a nutshell.
In a way, thanks to you losing your job, we just say skyrocketed. That's a great background, Colina. Tell us what,
Absolutely.
yeah, tell us one thing that we want to know about, even if we have been following you for a while now.
The three things about me, about myself.
One thing that we want to know about you, if we since we have been following you online,
hmm
what would it be?
What would it be?
Yeah.
What would it be that I guess it would be I have really strong work ethics. I work really hard. I'm not scared of working hard, and and I don't mind sacrificing my weekends and Christmas Day and Christmas Eve working because I know that I have a bigger vision and bigger goal, and sometimes it takes sacrificing a few things like having free time in order to do that. So I think that s- things that people should know is I actually work really hard, and a lot of people think that because we have an internet business, most of the income is passive. And yes, absolutely, the income can be passive. However, when you're building, you're scaling your business, you're building a bigger business with bigger teams, you have to work really hard, and that's what I'm doing right now.
How did you go from where you were, where you started getting involved in online business?
Well, it's all started from that seminar I attended. I went there reluctantly, just because my brother told me to, and I had nothing to lose. I wasn't working, so I had nothing to lose. I just went there, and and I was just mesmerized by the opportunity, and it just sounded easy. It sounded like something I could do, and that's how I started. I just tried, I guess. I just tried what I was taught at that seminar, and I implemented it. I took action straight away, and that's what happened.
Okay. You said you have been featured in the New York Best Time Selling book, The Laptop Millionaire. What is the book all about?
So the book is about the 21 ways to make money online. So it was written by my brother. So my brother wrote the book, and it became a New York Times best-selling book within a year of its release. And it's all about 21 ways to make money online. And it's basically a compilation of the best strategies he's come across. And there's plenty of case studies in there. It's an amazing book, and it's really, I call it the Bible of internet marketing, because it has pretty much everything you need to know, the fundamentals of internet marketing, the different options, the different strategies. An amazing book, definitely worth a read.
Wow, yes, I have it here. I've read it actually cover to cover.
Oh, great.
Yes. Okay. Did you have any setbacks or failures while setting up your online business?
Well, there's a lot of things I've learned in the past 4 years setting up my own business, and I've learned a lot seeing other people trying to build their business. And what happens with that is when people start an internet business, usually they start an internet business because their current business is not doing really well, or their career is not doing really well. And so what happens is that people go for the make money fast route, which doesn't actually exist, by the way. And so people make mistakes and make bad decisions because they are in a hurry. They were in a hurry to make money. And instead of thinking, how can I how can I actually add value to people's lives? How can I make a difference? They think, how can I make money fast? And so when you have that question in mind, then you make the wrong decisions. And when you make the wrong decisions, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. So that's what I've learned along these years, the last 4 years, is that every time I would want to make money fast, I wouldn't. But every time I would ask myself, well, what's the best way to serve people? What is it that people really want? Because you only get rich when you give people what they want, right? So
Okay.
so instead of always asking how can I make money fast, the question should be how can I serve more people? How can I help more people? How can I make a bigger difference? And when you ask yourself that, then success comes to you. It's just normal. Just that's just what happens. And I've made the mistake very often. I've always wanted to grow bigger and scale things and make more money fast instead of sometimes asking myself, well, maybe that's not the best way to go. Maybe I should be asking, well, what is it that people really want and how can I serve them?
What mistake have you done so far? Because we would like to hear them.
Yes, I've made a few, and I think the biggest one, the one that has cost me the most, was not hiring people uh, soon enough. So when I first started, because I all of a sudden I never had a lot of money, and even when I was working as an assistant TV producer, I was always making by, but it was really hard. And when I started making money, I always thought I had that fear that it wouldn't last. I had that fear that what if it doesn't last? What if it doesn't last? So when people were telling me start hiring people, start building teams, start doing this, start scaling, I was always fearful that I wouldn't be able to support them and that I wouldn't be able to provide for the people I would hire. So I unfortunately delayed that process of building a team. So that cost me a lot of money. It cost me a lot of time, and I got burnt out. I was trying to do everything myself out of fear, and that's definitely not a good place to be.
Okay, regarding that setback, how did you feel? How did you describe what was going on in your life, in your business, to your closest friends and family? Did you share anything like that to your family or your friends?
When I first got started,
No, when you are really scared to hire people.
no, it's more like internal dialogue. So people would tell me that, and then I would try to justify it to them why I wasn't, and it wasn't reasons that made any sense. But I was trying to justify it to other people, but internally it was just based on fear. Now that I look back, it was just my fear of thinking that that might not last. Maybe I'm just being lucky right now. So no, I never shared it with anyone.
Oh, you kept a secret. Okay. I know my clan would love to hear how you overcome that fear. We are going to talk much more about this in our extended interview. But Corinna, tell us, how does it feel that you are now successful?
I feel the same. I really feel the same, but I have more responsibilities now, so nothing really has changed. I just feel that I have more responsibilities towards my staff, my team, and so I have to be responsible, and I have to be held accountable. So nothing really has changed. I thought it would, but it hasn't. I'm still the same person, have the same feelings about things, the same values. It's just that I have more responsibility now.
Corinna, it's 4 years. How could you be still the same? We thought you've moved on. You can't be scared to take really big decisions. We thought you'll be changed now.
Yeah, you would think, right? But no, nothing really. It feels the same. So maybe I've changed, but it definitely feels the same. Sometimes I have the same concerns and doubts. Nothing really has changed apart from the fact that I have many more responsibilities now, and I'm also more focused because I have a clear end goal, whereas a few years ago I didn't. So apart from that, nothing really has changed in terms of myself personally.
Okay. So, what is your focus or your specialite online?
My focus right now is for my company social media worldwide to be the biggest social media marketing agency in Australia. So that's my focus right now, and the most competitive. So I want to be a market leader. For my company social media worldwide. I also have a clear goal. I'd like in 4 years time to sell the company, I have an exit strategy for that company, and then I want to take more time to write a book all about it. So that's pretty much how I've mapped out the whole process.
Mm. Okay. Can you tell us how we can avoid costly mistakes in marketing on social media?
Costly mistakes. Well, the first mistake is to not have a strategic plan. So you'll notice a lot of people who get onto social media, they usually open a page or open a profile and they start posting, and there's no clear plan behind it. So everything is random. Everything is random. There's no clear strategic plan. So that's the first biggest mistake, because when you don't have a plan, then the what's going to happen is you'll usually fail, because you don't have anything to hold you accountable. So you don't have a plan, you don't have a plan to execute, so you won't do things consistently. And with social media, if you don't do anything consistently, then it doesn't work. So that's the first mistake. And the second mistake is to confuse social media networks with e-commerce sites like eBay or Amazon, where it's just a digital display of products. Social media is not a digital display of products. It's a place where people interact and talk to each other and exchange information. So that's how it should be treated. And unfortunately, us marketers, we have this bad habit of always wanting to push products really hard. And sometimes that approach doesn't necessarily work as well on social media.
Mm. My clan is a hungry of people, entrepreneurs looking to move their business forward. So, how can your expertise help my clan? What do you do for people?
So what we do, my agency now, Social Media Worldwide, what we do is we help people leverage social media without doing the legwork, any of the legwork, because social media can be extremely time consuming and tedious, and it's not for everyone, but it's extremely powerful in terms of marketing. So what we do is we take that headache out of people's life by doing it for them. So we create a strategic plan for them based on their business goals, because not everyone has the same goals. So we create a strategic plan, and then we execute the plan, and then we track what's working, what's not working, and we fine tune the plan and then execute the new plan. So that's pretty much what we do. We do that on a Monday to Friday basis, and we've done that for hundreds of businesses for the past 4 years. We've helped people from lawyers, vets, pilots, you name it. We've helped them leverage the power of social media.
Okay. Do you have something today that can help us with our online journey success? Something to make the road a bit smoother for us?
Yeah, sure. I've created a special bonus for the people listening to our call. For those who want to join the service, there's a $200 discount. So on the website, the standard price is $497 a month on socialmediaworldwide.com. That's the standard price, $497. But if you go to socialmediaworldwide.com/video, then you'll see there's a special $200 discount for that service. So for everyone on the call who's listening to that call, they can get that special discount and have us create and set up and execute a social media strategic plan to really scale their business, use social media the cost effective way without having to do any of the legwork.
Okay, Clan Colleen is going to hang out and share more information about her journey with us. If you can relate to where Corinna started her travels so far, or if you just want to learn more about Corinna, you can listen to the extended version of her journey and even more tips to help you with your own journey. Go to onlinesuccessjourney.com. So check out, what was the the site again? What was your product again?
Socialmediaworldwide.com. .com.
Socialmediaworldwide.com/video with a 200 months discount for up to 12 months, I think. We said we have more, and if you
Yes.
are not okay, if we are not part of the clan, you should be. Here's the answer to your question. OnlineSuccessJourney.com is a place where you find real people, real stories from failures to success, and all our future podcasts. Okay. That's a wrap, clan. Remember, success is a journey. See you in part 2. Patience and Corinna.
This is not the end of the journey. We hope you've enjoyed listening to part 1 and want to be sure you know there is a second part to this and every journey podcast at onlinesuccessjourney.com, filled with even more success tips, uplifting stories, and even a bit of fun. There are dozens of episodes only available to the members of the Online Success Journey clan. Check out the website and click on Join the Clan for more information. Patience would like to thank you for listening to this podcast, and she has a free audio gift for you at her website. Go to onlinesuccessjourney.com for instant access to this gift. Of course, you know that listening to the journeys of others helps each of us chart our own path. So make sure you're subscribed to be notified as each new interview is posted. There are so many ways to stay connected to the Online Success Journey and to listen in. And if you're enjoying the podcast, we appreciate your help in telling others. One of the best ways to share the benefit you get is to rate and review it at Stitcher and other sites by clicking the stars or completing the ratings form, by clicking thumbs up and leaving a comment on YouTube, or liking and sharing the podcast on social media. To review the podcast within iTunes, simply open iTunes to the podcast, click on Ratings and Reviews, then write a review. On behalf of Patience, and until next time, thanks once more for listening. It is our hope that this podcast will guide you on your own online success journey.